Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Nigel here with you, Nigel's Modelling Bench. Hope you're all well, doing good. So we have here part 5, and I'm filming this immediately after I've done part 4. As you know, part 4 I talked about the building planning sequence and everything, and one of the things I said to do as a must is glue the fuel tanks together, which I hadn't done. So I was giving you the advice of an absolute must that you do, and I don't do it. So there you go. So I thought, right, let's get on and get these fuel tank halves glued together. So these are parts H9 and 10. They're identical, so we got 2 parts identical, 4 parts total, 2 parts identical each. And I thought I'd do this video because this is great. This is cropped up, and I'm calling this video difficult sprue tab removal. And this is the sort of thing I'm talking about here. And what I'm going to do is zoom you in a minute, but you can see on here, this is one of the problems I have with Takom, and if you've watched my Apache build, you'll hear me moan about it. And what they do is they put the sprue nib on the actual outside face, and then you have to remove it from the outside face, which here would have been fine because there's no real detail there. But here what they've done, they've put the sprue nib in here due to mold tool design, due to the way it's had to come out of the tool. You couldn't have that flange as a separate little piece on the bottom, I don't think. So basically they've got the sprue nib here is in that corner. Okay, I hope you can see that. It's actually in that recess, and it's stopping these parts going together. As you can see, that is supposed to sit in there. So we need to remove that without a trace. Okay, now doing this is quite dangerous. Okay, you run a very high risk of cutting yourself. I may even cut myself now live on camera, and if I do, I'll edit it out, but we shall see. So what I'm going to do is zoom you in so you can see a bit better what I'm actually doing. Okay, and I'm going to try and stay. So we're on this cross in the centre here. Right. So as you can see, that sprue nib, come on camera focus, that sprue nib is in that corner. So the best way to remove it is to come along with a nice sharp I like to use a radius blade because then I can roll it. So what I can do is put that blade up against that edge there. Okay, so I'm putting the blade up against this edge here, and then I'm going to roll the blade over that nib. Okay, and that way I can just roll the blade over that nib. And as I say, if you cut yourself, I bear no responsibility because this is very dodgy and I know of no other way to do it. You can go in there with nips and nip it, but you run the risk of pulling a chunk of plastic out. So there we go. If you're a minor, I would suggest you get an adult to do this for you. Then do the same that way round, just like so. So roll in the blade, and then go back in and do it that way again, and it should just flick out. And there you go. As you can see, we've got a little bit of it left there, so we can now come in with the knife again and just shave it at the back. Shave it here, and again on the front, and just flick it out, just like so. I hope the camera's staying focused for you guys. And as you can see, it's quite involved, and it's taken me a while to do because I'm doing it on camera, whereas I'd normally be doing it in front of my face. I'm not. So then what we need is something with a nice hard edge on it, like a knife blade like that, and just scrape away what's left. And then with a sanding stick, with a fairly new sanding stick that's got a sharp edge, or you could use a file, just lightly go along and just make sure that that face there is flat, because you don't want anything left on there because it will hold it away. And now we should find that that will fit in there like a dream. Whoops. Okay. So I'll just do that once more so you can see it again. We've got the same on the back here that we could do the same here with these on the back. Just shave them off, roll the blade. So I almost cut myself then. That's how dodgy this is. As I say, it's not the best. You could file them off, but in my experience you run the risk, if you file them off, you run the risk of removing plastic in other areas. So that's that one there. So that will now fit on there like a dream, as you can see. Okay, so there's still a bit of a sprue nib there I can see. So what I'll do is I'll come along with my glass file. I use the medium glass file in there, into the corner, and just file it. The beauty of these, they will only really remove material where there's a little bump. They don't generally remove material from a flat area. Okay, so what we can do there is just come along and just give that a little wipe over, and the same that way. There we go. So I'll show you once more. Come along, get the blade tucked into the corner nicely, and just roll the blade over the sprue nib, just like so. Same again, just like so. And then we're going to do the same from the other side. And we should find we just flick it out. There we go, that's gone. I'll do the same on here. And I can't stress enough, guys, I know I keep saying it, this is dangerous. One of the most dangerous things you'll ever do in modelling. I mean, what you can do is just keep your fingers out of the way like that. And then if you do slip. The secret is to have a sharp blade and don't push too hard. It's when you start pushing and stuff, that's when you slip and start making mistakes. And then again, I'm going to get the blade in the corner and just scrape away. Just like so. And then on the back, do the same again, just remove those. And then with the glass file, just take off those sprue nibs. And then the same in here. Just like so. And there we are. Job done. Okay, and that one should fit beautifully as well. And there we are. All done. So we can glue those together now, leave those for a couple of days to dry at least, and then we'll have a nice hard dry scene to work on. And the reason I do that, the main reason I do it, is because when you use solvent cements, it welds the plastic together, it melds the plastic together, it makes a soft plastic joint, as you know, and it takes a while to dry, and as it dries it shrinks. So if you came along now and glued this with extra thin quick setting, say, and then you sanded it and you put some Mr. Surfacer on, you sand it, you get it lovely and flat, come back in 2 days time, it'll be sunk, there'll be a line there. And that's the same with fuselage halves, wings, everything, every joint you do. The best way to avoid it is use super glue, but when you use super glue you end up with a brittle joint. So you pay your money, it takes your choice. But there we go, they're going to take some careful holding and fiddling to get them in the right position, because you can see they don't really want to go together, so we'll probably do one side at a time. And what I'll do, I'm going to zoom you back out. What I will do is get a drop of extra thin in here, which is often the best way to do things, because when it's all just loose fitted and it's all just flopping about, it's very difficult to get things positioned. Obviously the front of the tank is the most important, so we're going to get the front nice and flush. Okay, get it square on the ends. I mean, that is a lovely, lovely fit. Once you get it right, it's a gorgeous fit. And then we can come in with the brush and put some glue in from behind, or cement should I say, just like that. And I'm not going to do the back at the moment because I'll pull the front out of line. So we've got the front all nice and flush, the ends are nice and flush. I'll do the same on the other one. There we go. But that was just a quick video about how to get rid of sprue nibs in awkward little places. And as I say, it's dangerous, it's dodgy, but hey, life's full of risks, isn't it? See you later, guys.